Hi everyone and welcome to the Power of Speech. My name is Dora. I'm from Ghana, the land of vibrance, culture, and endless sunshine. And I must say, the best jollof rice in the whole world. And I'm not biased for saying this.
Oh, you're so biased.
Oh no.
But that's what unites us. I'm Diana. I'm from Ecuador, the home of the Andes Mountains, Galapagos Island, and the best ceviche. So fresh that you could swim away if you wanted to.
I feel like jollof is better than ceviche. I haven't tasted ceviche before.
This is why you don't know.
Well, you can tell us in the comment section which one is the best. And yeah, jollof is going to win.
If you've tried both. So before we dive in, I think we should tell people why we decided to start the podcast.
Absolutely. Food is therapy, but I think this podcast is mainly about talking about mental health, just two women from opposite end of the world, just having fun and creating a safe space for you and then for us. So just anything, man.
Yeah, for me, I think it was more of a bonding experience that we had together. I love therapy. I think everyone should have therapy. Everyone should do it, no matter how big of a trauma or how little of a trauma you've had. I think therapy is always such a good guidance in how to understand yourself and how to move around in life, and in case to have this little like help tools in case you ever need it or if someone else needs it. Of course, my whole background is with all of this mental health and understanding trauma and things like this, that having to have met you and having this, both bouncing from each other and helping each other, it was nice to also have this to share. Not necessarily that anyone asked for us,
No?
but
We are
we
here for
do
you.
have a lot of people from around us that do tend to come up and ask for all these little tools, which is really useful and helpful.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just carry stress and grief around every day, and then it's just not really something that we speak about. Like back in Ghana, mental health is not something that we really spoke about, because I actually got to understand the whole concept about mental health when I relocated to the UK. It's really shunned, because when you say it, people be like, "Oh yeah, just get over it" or something. So just creating this space, and then again meeting you, that if we have bad days, if we're having a bad day or hard time, I just know that I have to come to you and talk to you about it, and I'm going to leave with a smile, because she would not let me go away without helping. And then I think that's just the whole point of this podcast, actually.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just our space, it's a space for all of us together. That if you ever do have a question, and keep in mind, we are not psychologists, we are not doctors, we are just people that have lived a lot and have lots of experiences, mostly traumatic, but have overcome and have created this new space. So it's just of everyone, like all of us bouncing off each other and understanding our energies. Why I really know the basics, I think. And yeah, just having a space and understanding that mental health is not, it shouldn't be a taboo. So just like Dora said, in Ecuador is quite the same. Especially for men, we have this thing of you shouldn't feel anything. For women, I guess it's a little bit less than that. But if you come from a religious background, like us, we do often see that they link demons to mental health, when really and truly that's not what it's about. And I also agree that in Ecuador, if you have mental health issues or something related to this, automatically you're crazy. Automatically you should go to an asylum, you're not okay. And that's not it. Everyone has not a mental issue, but everyone has emotions, everyone has feelings, and just as your body, when you're tired, your brain does the same. It gets
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah.
So it's just a safe space for all of us,
All of us,
basically,
yeah.
to be able to speak openly. And again, if you have questions, just we'll do our best
to answer with little experience that we have.
Yes.
Yes, I think what you're saying is true. Actually, that's why we are here. I think even if no one gives you solution, because there are times that we can't give you any solutions, but even if no one gives you solution, just being heard is healing, and that's what this space is about. So, moving to our topic today. Our topic today is simple but very powerful. How do you check in with yourself when life feels heavy? Then?
So, funny enough, I did not know about this until a year ago, and it was actually all thanks to my job. Well, I say that, but my job gave me the flexibility to actually start therapy. And when I did, that's when I started learning about checking in with myself, which I didn't know I had to. I almost had this thought of, well, I'm okay and I can overcome anything and everything. Until we started understanding the cluster that happens in our mind and how we should organize certain things, that it was like, oh wow, like I've been surviving, not living.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and well, for me, what really helped me was journaling, and organizing my day to day. So on a Monday before I start work, or even if I have extra time before, I have this huge journal book, which it breaks down things.
The book.
Yeah, it's so good. It breaks down everything by an hour to a day, week, and a month. So even if I don't follow it like word by word, at least it gives me a guidance of where I want to go, where I want to be, what I want to do for the day. Because as an overthinker, doing 100 things in one day is impossible. So breaking all of these 100 things into different days, it has made me more productive, and also less stressful.
Yeah.
What has worked for you?
I think to me, in the beginning of me facing mental health issues, I usually have a me day, which I think helps. So that is a me day. I call it a me day because it's basically a day where I'm off phones.
Yeah.
I'm not replying to messages. I'm not answering any calls. I'm just doing something that I love to do. I'm ordering in. I'm watching movies. I'm dancing by myself. So just a day where it's mainly about me. I find that journaling also help as well. I don't quite do it often, but there are times where just writing thoughts, out, just so I don't keep all those thoughts in, really helps. I think the me day is it for me, just how I check in with myself.
Yeah, no, and that's a really good one, because I actually, so on my schedule of the day, I actually have an hour of me.
Oh wow.
So, and that's when I do something that I like to do. And I think it's so important to check in on yourself, and even for different cultures, because we're not taught this, we're just literally on survival mode. So what that leads on to is for us to eventually just get burnt out.
Yeah, I think that's true, because even back home in Ghana, I think mostly when you decide to take time for yourself, yeah, it's considered selfish. People think, you're taking time for yourself, you're lazy, but that's not
and
it.
it does also depend on like how you've definitely on how you've grown up. I know personally for me as well, once everyone is resting, I'm constantly there, like trying to continue finding more things to do, and I feel really guilty onto just relaxing, which I've been learning slowly how to get rid of that.
I think it's good that you're learning how to get rid of that as well. And I think that's one thing that this podcast is going to do, just giving people the permission to rest and check in with yourself. Any activity that you do that helps you,
and even learning how to do it, because sometimes it's so easy to tell someone like you need to relax, and sometimes you don't know how to. I know I don't know how to. I know my husband, he constantly says let's rest, and my resting is let's clean the house, because that's going to help me relax. But of course that's not what it is. So I think it's also to show our viewers, not necessarily to teach them, but definitely show them different techniques in how to rest.
And I mean, you can also just tell us how you check in with yourself. Maybe the way you check in with yourself is going to help someone learn or adapt a new technique that they are checking in with themselves. Because I think there are times where the way you do it, depending on the situation, it may not work anymore. So just learning new ways and means to just check in with yourself, I think that is brilliant as well.
Yep, agreed. So shall we do a little challenge of ourselves?
I am ready for a challenge.
So we'll ask, this is just interactive and it will help us as well. So I'm going to give you different scenarios and then you'll tell me if it will work or not for you, so you can feel the pressure. So ready?
I am ready.
Okay, I'm going to use a bit of a cheat sheet. So scenario 1, you've been invited to a big social event. But you're already feeling drained from work. What do you do?
Oh, well, I think with me, I'm going to ask myself if I'm going because I want to go or because I have to go. If the answer is because I have to go, I think I'm just going to give myself permission to skip, because there's no point in going and then being the party pooper or being, later coming back and saying like, I shouldn't have gone. So I'll just ask myself if I really want to be there. And if I don't have the energy, again, permission to skip and then just check in with myself.
And also remember that, because I think there's also this pressure of saying no to people, and that almost feels that you have to attend or you have to do things that you don't want to. I remember that a no is also just an answer. You don't have to say no, because something major happened in my life. Just no, I'm sorry, I'm tired, and it is what it is.
I think I'm one of the few people who actually would just say no, because
oh really? I said that out of experience because I'm really terrible at saying no.
I would say sometimes like a friend, I'm like no, and you're like why? I'm like because I don't want to. Like I just don't want to.
Whereas I think for me, it has always you always need like a excuse or else it's rude. So then I'm always like constantly like, oh no, like something happened. But now I've learned to just be like real and say, no, actually I'm tired, I can't come, or like not too deep in detail, but definitely like actually I can't or I won't. Like,
but now that I know that you find difficulty saying no, maybe I'll take advantage.
No. I'm putting in practice what I'm learning.
Well done.
All right, scenarios. The second one, you wake up in a bad mood. No clear reason why. What do you do?
Well, that happens to me most often than not. I think to me, I just need a minute in bed. I'm not the type to get up and get active. I would need about 10-15 minutes music, just psych myself and prepare myself, because mostly waking up and feeling that you have to go to work. So then you need to try some techniques that will help. And then to me, I start playing music because usually I sleep with like 3 and 4 sounds. So that will be on already. I just switch that to some gospel music and just give myself 10, 15, 20 minutes top, just to, get ready for the day.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. I'm also not a morning person. I'm more of a night owl. So I struggle to get up as well.
Get up.
I need like a 10. I need a 10 minutes to get into the mood.
Even if I'm late for work, I still need I need something, because I feel like I'm gonna get a headache and you're not gonna like me.
I just can't, like, whatever day, if it involves like earlier than 9, I'm like, I can't do it. But if you needed me up the whole night, I can.
You can do it.
I'm number 1.
Okay.
All right. So last one. You feel anxious before a big presentation. How do you calm yourself down?
I think with me, I have this thing that I say in my mind, like, yeah, you've got this. I have this, like, yeah, you've got this. And if you don't get this, well, what happens happens. It's life. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, I think I just keep repeating to myself that I've got this. It doesn't mean it works all the time, but then at least just to remind myself that I can do the presentation, or maybe if it's an interview or anything. And I think mostly it's just the beginning of it, but then later when you start, you just feel calm and relaxed. And at times where I don't even look at the people in their face,
Yeah.
I just imagine they're all food, honestly. I just picture everyone
Yeah, I'm
with
gonna have you for later.
with jollof and some eggs and some fufu, some different foods on their faces, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I love. And I think that really comes with that. And when I realize that when I start,
Yeah.
I'm able to just
Continue.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm terrible at presentations actually, because I get very anxious. So I try to avoid it as much as I can. So I haven't gone there yet.
Yeah.
I don't do that on my day to day.
Okay.
But yes, that's actually the simplest way to just check yourself in with yourself. So just these little questions will help you just exploring what you like, what you don't like, if you're feeling okay as well. And it doesn't take that big of a deal because I know that therapy is not open for all. Well, luckily for us, I guess, it does take forever for you to get therapy through NHS. But if you are able to and wait those 6 months that go like this, actually, please take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I know that at the moment the delay of waiting and stuff like it does take a lot. And if you are in the other side of where you can afford a private one, then please also do so.
Definitely.
A lot of companies have discounts with them as well. I know that I think it's better. They have a 3-month for free or with a discount. I'm not actually sure. I should investigate this before saying it out loud. But if you can, then absolutely. But if you don't, and you are still waiting, there is definitely loads of websites available. There's also phone calls that you can call, and there's definitely activities that you can do on your own before you actually reach to your therapy session, and that will help you just stay calm.
Yeah, I think that's true. But just as you mentioned before, I think we'll even do a whole segment about our therapy experience. Because just as you mentioned before, I also go through therapy as well, and I think it really helps. Because that days where you just need someone that you know that you will say whatever, and then they have the right words to say. I mean, whether it's scripted or not, but then they are saying it, and then you are feeling okay, and then they get where you're coming from. I think to me with my therapist, like I say something, I'm like, I don't even make sense. And she's like, I get it. And then she tries to explain it to me in a way, or there are certain things that you think you're going through and you don't even know why I'm feeling this way. But they are able to ask questions and then dig for you to get to the source of the issue. So yeah, just checking in with yourself, as she said, as Diana said, if you can't afford therapy now, just the little and basic things that you can do that we've mentioned today that we each do to check in with ourselves, and you can just
and also grab a friend that you can trust, because it's true. Thank you. But it's true, if you have friends that you can't trust and open up yourself, then that means you need to clear that friendship group and actually get friends that you can confide in. And whenever you are feeling a bit low, like, feel free to talk. Sometimes anything brings up a topic of what's going on, and just letting it out is also a relief, and it's really good to let it out there. So if there's one thing that you can take home from today, what would it be?
I think that your feelings are valid, and you need to check in with yourself both mentally and physically. Do what works for you. Do start little. I mean, maybe there are a lot of people who have never thought on checking in with themselves, who have never thought of journaling, who've never thought of having a me day. Just start small with something that you're comfortable with, but it's important to check in with yourself physically and emotionally, mentally, everything. Yeah. What about you?
No, I agree. Sorry, I had a little zoom out. I agree. It shouldn't matter where you're watching us from, if it's Ghana, Ecuador, Spain, France, anywhere in the world. Yeah, don't forget to check yourself. Remember that you matter more than you can think of, and that this is a space for all of us. Don't forget to check on yourself.
Yeah. Don't forget to check on yourself. I think that's the key thing today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that will be the end today. And the next time we'll be back with conversation about starting a new life, moving from Ecuador, moving from Ghana into the UK, and all the journeys involved. Yeah.
Maybe why we started therapy. How we got us here.
How we got here. It's because we came to the UK.
All right, guys. So it was lovely to see you.
Yeah.
Well, to have you guys over through the screen.
Yeah.
Don't forget to follow us, and we'll be uploading this on YouTube. And soon we'll start also adding probably just on Spotify. But until then, Instagram and TikTok, you can find us as
The Power of Speech.
It's the power dot.
Well, the power dot of speech.
We'll add the links over here.
Don't forget. And don't forget to like. Oh, I've been wanting to say this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Oh, I knew that.
Exactly.
Okay, and take care. And
until then,
yeah,
be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
You matter
more than you know.
And that's the power of speech.